Hey everybody, this is Viper4724, and tonight I want to take a look at Sorin. He is honestly one of my favorite planeswalkers. I love the black-white, I love his vampire abilities. His abilities are extremely fun, so let's take a look at him. First, gain 4 life and 2 mana per creature you control. Second, summon a support with when each creature you control attacks, you gain 4 life. And third, create a support when you gain life. Each of your creatures gain +4/+0. As you can see, his mana bonuses are white and black +4. Everything else is equal. So great mana bonuses, no negatives. And personally, I love to use his second ability. When we take a look at the deck that I use, you can see why. If needed and if the opportunity calls for, his third ability is excellent and great to use. So here's the deck that I normally use with him. It's been a deck that I've been using for a very long time, decently old deck. As you can see, the Blood Bond Vampire, when you gain life, this creature gains +1/+1. So as you can see with the rest of my deck, we're going to gain a lot of life little by little, just so she continues to get +1/+1. We're going to be using the Campaign of Vengeance with that. When a creature you control attacks, you gain 1 life and your opponent takes 1 damage. When you gain that life, the Bloodbond Vampire gains +1/+1. And also with his second ability, anytime your opponent, or whenever you attack for damage, she's also going to get +1. The Defiant Bloodlord. When you gain life, deal 5 damage to your opponent. Once again, this goes hand in hand with the Campaign of Vengeance. Great additions to the deck, the Lone Rider. When you gain 3 or more life, this creature transforms, so it becomes a 4/4 lifelink with First Strike. Awesome card, fun to use. I just have the Whispers of Emrakul in there because I love to get rid of cards in the other player's hand. Obviously, Olivia, obviously, one of the best cards in the game, but I really do not use her very much in this deck. The biggest reason that she's actually in this deck is because she's a vampire. I use this deck for a lot of the vampire bonuses in events, so it's great to just have another vampire in the deck. But when you do use her, it's great to put her into play first and then put the Defiant Bloodlord and the Bloodbond Vampire into play, have both of them with lifelink, and just continuously gain the +4/+0 or continuously use that 4 life from his second ability. After that, we have Giselle in there, obviously because of lifelink. Unholy Hunger. Destroy target creature, gain 2 life. Perfect. Once again, gaining more life. Authority of the Councils. Disable creature. When it enters the battlefield, it gives you an extra turn against that creature to either destroy it or to help yourself against it. And, once again, gain 1 life. So everything so far that we have is gaining life, getting that extra attack with the Defiant Bloodlord, or getting the +1/+1. And for 1 cost, how could you not use Eliminate the Competition? You can either fill your creature slots and kill every creature on the other side continuously, or you can have 1 creature in there, lose 5 life, and destroy creatures as needed. Now, as you can see, Sorin is only an 82 creature. By far one of the lowest in the game, but with his lifelink abilities, it's all about gaining that life back, so it doesn't matter if you lose life. Now, I do plan on playing a couple fights. I want to show you, more than once how exactly this deck works. As you can see, we are playing Tezzeret 1. So here we go. Remember, we do have the bonuses on the white and black. And the first thing that we're going to want is to get a creature into play. And then the second thing we want is to get that Campaign of Vengeance into play to keep gaining that life. If there's any opportunity with the white or black, that is what we want to do first. But as you can see, I do not believe there is either available right now. And we got lucky enough to move into it with that match. So we have her into play first. We're going to get the Campaign of Vengeance into play before Gisela. But once we get that campaign into play, continuous +1/+1, perfect. Okay, so like I was talking about before, it only costs 1 and 5 life. We can now start eliminating the competition one by one for the cost of 1, and we'll continue to gain life on top of it. So it doesn't matter if we lose those 5 life as we're killing things. We'll just see what comes into play and go from there. So there we go. Continue to grow on Tez. We're going to get Gisela in first still. And the only reason I went with that match instead of the white match is because I knew I had multiple combinations. I was hoping to get as much as possible out of that. So here's what we're going to do. First, we're going to eliminate the competition. Second, we're going to put that lone rider into play. And then we'll just save Olivia for backup if needed. Like I said before, Olivia is not the main attraction in this deck. The Bloodlord and the Bloodright are the two main attractions for me. Once you get to Sorin's second ability, that's where they're really both able to shine. And as you can see, I gained 4 life in that play, and I was able to flip the Lone Rider immediately. So the first time it attacks, it's going to be a 4/4. I do have the Bloodlord already available, so we are going to put that into play because it is a better option than the Lone Rider. And by the time we get that into play, we will have Sorin's second ability available to us. And now that we're gaining life every single hit, notice how big the Bloodright is growing extremely quickly. Let's see if we can do both here. Nope. Okay, so we still are going to put the Bloodlord into play. Every time we're gaining life, he's going to deal the 5 damage. We're going to end the match right here, nice and quick, because every single time around, he was going to deal 5 damage 5 times. Extremely quick, full life as you can see. A great Planeswalker to have for quick battling, for moving through the training grounds. If you want to just continue to play with full life, Sorin is by far one of the best options. Not one of the best options to play against opponents that are level 200 or 250 or whatever they are with the extra high life. Definitely not a bad option for it, but not somebody that I would use in that area. Now, with Koth, one, you have to remember, you have to watch out for Koth's red matches. I'm going to let him have the red match here, but I am going to make him discard. I'm also going to get the Lone Rider into play and then go with the Campaign of Vengeance from there. At the same time, I do want to be going for Sorin's abilities as quickly as possible in this match. It's a lot more important in this match because we know Koth is going to be getting a lot of stuff into play very quickly. So as long as we have lifelink, it's not as big of a deal, no matter what Koth does. But we still want to be careful. We want to take every precaution possible. And obviously we want to do everything we can to not lose the match. Okay, so the Bloodlord, an excellent option to have on the board. We're actually going to put him first and get moving with him. I want him into play and that Campaign of Vengeance as quickly as possible. unless we fall into needing more life. If we need more life, we'll get Gisela on the board first and go from there. Okay, there we go. We have the Bloodlord on the board. We're getting the Campaign of Vengeance on the board. We even got an extra swap out of it, which is extremely nice. We are going to go with Gisela instead of the Unholy Hunger, because even if he's attacking with that 8, we'll gain that life back. There we go. Now the next round, we will be flipping our Lone Rider. And even better, we were able to get 3 Uriens, or Urien, on the board. And now we're going to just kill it with the Unholy Hunger. And not have to worry about it. With this, we're going to be gaining a lot of life. I am going to use the second ability on the next turn, and that should be just about the end of the match for Koth, because he can't gain any life at this point. I hope you noticed how much damage we did with that. Thankfully, he's not able to use that woof this turn, because he would be able to kill a lot of stuff and hurt me very badly by dealing all my creatures that 5 damage. Instead, what we're going to do is just finish the match this round, not have to worry about that wolf coming out and killing everything. And there we go. So, I hope you enjoyed the 2 matches. I hope you saw how quickly Sorin picks up, gets moving, how great of deck he can have. And even though he is low in health, how great he can be against any Planeswalker at any point in time. I really hope you enjoyed it. Thanks again for watching. Have a great night.